Hello everyone, welcome to Jobs Tracker. Today we are going to discuss the top 10 Java interview questions of all time. These are questions related to core Java, REST APIs, Spring Boot and MySQL. This is going to be important for 3 to 5 years of experience of candidates and we are going to discuss everything in detail. So without wasting any more time, let us move forward. The number one question that I want to tell you is regarding the classes, objects and OOPS concepts in core Java. The second important question is going to be regarding JDK, that is Java Development Kit, JRE, that is Java Runtime Environment. Then we have JVM, Java Virtual Machine. And why Java is platform independent. They can ask you the difference between JDK, JRE, and JVM, and why Java is platform independent. Then you can explain everything about it. The next question, important, very important question, is regarding Java 8. Now, as all of you know that Java 8 is the most in demand version of Java as of now. Okay, there are definitely 11 and 17 and even 21 is very important, but Java 8 is the benchmark that you should be having minimum. Okay, so its features such as optional classes, functional interface, lambda expressions, streams, and comparable and comparator. Trust me guys, comparable and comparator are one of the most important topic that the interviewer might ask you in the interview. So make sure that you are preparing it by heart. Okay, now comes the next question, that is internal working of hash map and what exactly is the hash code method and what is equals method, like where do you override it or whether you override it not. Okay, what is the parent class of all the classes, they might ask you about the object class and what is the implementation that is provided there, and whether you override that hash code and equals method in your own class so that you can create a hash map of that object. This is what they can ask. Internal working, what were the new changes that were made after Java 8 in hash map, this can also be asked. Okay, the next question is regarding exception handling. So in exception handling they will ask you what are the exception handling methodologies that are implemented in your current project, whether you are using try catch finally or throw new exception like custom exception, or you are using throws keyword. They will ask you everything about it. Okay, this is again very important. They might also ask you about the hierarchy of exception, like what is the exception class, what is throwable class. Okay, what are the different type of exception and the classification. The next question is stream API coding question. Nowadays, a lot of interviewers are asking you to write a coding question, right? They are providing you a coding question and they want you to write the answer to that code question basically. So it can be a palindrome number program, it can be a Fibonacci series using stream API, or it can be a prime number series, it can be reversing a string or even a number. So make sure that you go through these kind of programs. These are easy programs which can be asked in the interview. Okay, next question, that is seventh question, is what is Spring Boot, what are the features of Spring Boot, and what are the different annotations that are used in Spring Boot. They can ask you about REST controller and controller, difference between them. They can ask you about what does the Spring Boot at the rate Spring Boot application comprises of, what is basically like stereotype annotations, like service annotation, you have controller annotation, you have repository annotation. Okay, they might ask you about other like annotations such as primary qualifier. They can ask you about at the rate entity, they can ask you about at the rate valid, they can ask you about at the rate lot of other annotations, right? So they can ask you about the bean scopes. This is again very important. Okay, now prototype or singleton or even session, so these kind of bean scopes. JPA, Java Persistence API. Okay, so JPA, they can ask you about Spring Data JPA, or they can ask you about Hibernate also. If you are having 5 years of experience, then Hibernate or Spring Data JPA is expected of you. What is the difference between JPA repository and current repository? Then IOC, what is inversion of control? How does the dependency injection happen in Spring Boot applications? What is AutoWire, and what are the different ways that you can use dependency injection? It can be constructor based injection, it can be your at the rate AutoWire based annotation based injection. Then what is exactly is the application properties.file, or what is the YML file? These are the questions regarding the Spring Boot. Okay, now the next question can be regarding REST APIs, that is what exactly is REST and what exactly is SOAP. Then they can ask you about HTTP methods, what is put, post, patch, or even your get or idempotent methods. Okay, they can ask you about the HTTP codes also, what is the meaning of 200 code, 404 code, 400 code, 501 code. Okay, 303 code, 301 code, what are the meanings of these codes. Okay, Now the next question they can ask you regarding SQL. Okay, that is what is the primary difference between primary key, unique key, and foreign key. So you should know the difference between all three of them. They can ask you a question regarding or write a SQL query to find the nth highest salary using the different methods. So as you all know that like people generally have like recited the exact query, right? So they can ask you that use some other thing, like use a window function or use some other methodology, like use a subquery to calculate this thing, right? Highest salary, nth highest salary. So this is one of the most asked question. I hope all the questions are clear to you, right? So if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, or if you have any interviews, and if you want us to help you prepare for that interview, do let us know in the comment section. We will happily connect with you. Okay, so do let us know, and don't forget to share this video with all of our friends who are preparing for Java interviews. Thank you for watching this entire video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a great day ahead.